Morning, everyone. I wanted to show you something I noted, and it's happened twice in the last 2 days. This is a picture of Maxime Bernier, and it is just a picture on MetaCanada, and it's the second time in 2 days that it's been one of the top posts on this board. And this board is a slanted board. It's a right-wing, kind of center-right board, but it's not censored, right? Like, it's not a censored board. They don't shape the conversation that way. That's just kind of where it lands. That's the bias of this particular group of people. And if you go to Our Canada, though, that board is shaped. You can't actually have an honest conversation. If you post certain things or whatever, they'll remove your comment. So I find it interesting that in a board that is not censored, this is the post that's getting upvoted to the top twice in 2 days. Different picture, same title, twice in 2 days. That's interesting. He's more popular than he seems, even when you look at the polls. Justin Trudeau's in trouble, and this is kind of a funny one, and just like a really bad, stupid oversight, right? And it can happen. It happens to people all the time. But this is Manny Ottawa tweeting, and Manny, I'm still blocked. Oh well. He says, it can't get worse for Trudeau, demanding all his Stepford MPs send out a fawning social media post about Dear Leader, but one forgot to complete the form. At Puglass, at MP Selena, at Leona Alisav, at Jane Philpott, you got out in time. And here are the two images, and it's pretty incredible. So I'm proud to be a part of a community that celebrates diversity and inclusion today on the International Day Against Homophobia, Transphobia, and Biphobia. We are reminded that we must continue to work hard to make sure that everyone in riding name feels safe and free to be themselves. Thank you to the people in our community who create inclusive spaces for all of us every day. Excuse me. And I was looking for more examples of this, but I just think it's funny that the riding name thing, she left it in. That's kind of funny. Like, really. If people send you a tweet and say, hey, this is like a good tweet to send, you definitely have to edit it. And here is Anita Vandenbelt saying, in my experience, Justin Trudeau has always listened to the voices of women, even changed his mind after hearing the views of Women's Caucus. I never once felt that I could couldn't speak openly to him, even disagree with him. He has always been thoughtful and respectful, except that another MP also tweeted that same line out. Here is Linda Lapointe in Quebec, and she does it in French and then again in English, but then she deleted it. I'll show you the edited one in a minute. But she says, in my experience, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has always listened to the voices of women, blah, blah, blah. Right? It's the same thing. I've never felt that I could not speak openly to him. He has always been thoughtful and respectful. I am proud to be part of the feminist government. Yes, the feminist government that speaks for his former attorney general. Yes, that makes perfect sense. And so Andrew Coyne's getting in on the fun, and he says, Justin Trudeau is the kindest, warmest, bravest, most wonderful human being I've ever known in my life. And people are saying, sounds like you've got liberal MP syndrome. And here's more people pointing out this similarity between the messaging. So they sent out an email, and everybody responded. Here's the original, and the link will be in the description. And here is the original, now changed. So I'm proud to be part of a feminist government for the people. So she edited it, right? Quick. Edit. And Anita ends up saying, I'm offended by those who say I don't write my own tweets or that I didn't experience what I say that I did. I wrote my tweet by myself in my kitchen this morning. If others were inspired by my words to say something similar, that is fine, but nobody tells me what to think or say. Right, but they can imply heavily, and they can message your BlackBerry with a form tweet that you then edit a little bit. Maybe they like the edit. Here's Mr. Scheer in the Toronto Sun saying, SNC Lavalin scandal has exposed the real Justin Trudeau. And this is an op-ed by Andrew Scheer. So he says, quote, I'll read the whole thing. Canada is facing a moral and ethical crisis of leadership. Canadians do not expect their prime ministers to be perfect, but they do expect them to be honest. They expect their prime ministers to be fair, to be in command of their office, to be accountable for their actions, to know right from wrong, to recognize corrupt special interests, and to summon both the courage to stand up to them and the strength to shut them down. What Canadians have seen from Justin Trudeau over the last month, since the SNC Lavalin corruption scandal broke and consumed his entire government, is a prime minister who possesses none of these abilities. The accusations against him are severe. He stands accused of the kind of corruption more in common in third world dictatorships than in countries like Canada, where the rule of law is supposed to be supreme. He has used the power of his office to subvert the law and secure special treatment for a well-connected company. Here are the facts. First, Justin Trudeau led a government-wide campaign involving his highest-ranking officials and advisors to politically interfere in SNC-Lavalin's criminal prosecution on corruption charges. Second, he did so by pressuring, harassing, and threatening former Attorney General Jody Wilson-Raybould into using her power to stop the prosecution and get SNC-Lavalin off the hook. And third, when Ms. Wilson-Raybould refused to back down, he fired her. In attempting to contain the damage, the real Justin Trudeau has emerged, not the model of openness, transparency, feminism, and reconciliation he pitched to Canadians during the 2015 election. Canadians now know that was a carefully scripted and choreographed performance to win votes. The real Justin Trudeau avoids accountability, shifts blame, suppresses dissent, pushes falsehoods, and rationalizes corruption. Over the past 4 weeks, Trudeau has refused to take the stand in the Justice Committee to answer questions under oath and blocked attempts from MPs to call on other key witnesses from his office. He has accused Ms. Wilson-Raybould for not alerting him to his own office's bullying and intimidation, though she did on several occasions. He continues to censor Ms. Wilson-Raybould, refusing to waive the full solicitor-client privilege that prevents her from telling her side of the story. He continues to push a debunked argument that thousands of Canadian jobs would disappear if SNC prosecution is allowed to continue. And he has described the sustained, coordinated, and politically motivated harassment of Ms. Wilson-Raybould to stop SNC's prosecution as his government, quote, doing our job. I appreciate that the legalities of the SNC-Lavalin corruption scandal are layered and complex, but the moral implications are obvious. I believe that Canada must be a country where the powerful and politically connected are held to the same standards and laws as everybody else. I believe Canadians deserve a government that refuses to be manipulated by high-priced lobbyists and corporate executives trying to escape punishment under the law. And I believe Canada needs a prime minister who rejects the idea that political interference in the justice system is simply routine government business. As the scandal has rocked the government, leading to 2 high-profile cabinet ministers resigning and grinding the government to a halt, Trudeau hides behind one excuse after another. He has also used his power to block attempts to shine the light of day on this sordid affair. He has shut down attempts for a public inquiry and used his majority on the Justice Committee to prevent key witnesses from testifying. As he continues to prevent Ms. Wilson-Raybould to fully disclose details about the conversations and meetings after she was fired as Attorney General. On Wednesday, the Justice Committee will meet to decide whether or not to invite Ms. Wilson-Raybould to testify for a second time. We know Ms. Wilson-Raybould was threatened. Who made those threats, and what were they? We know she was fired as Attorney General. What was the reason? What reason was she given? We know she then resigned from cabinet. Why? She testified there were important details that are key to this case that happened during the portion of her time in cabinet that Trudeau has not allowed her to divulge. What are they? Only she can answer these questions. Right now, she can't. If Trudeau truly has nothing to hide, he must allow Ms. Wilson-Raybould to speak again. He must waive the privilege and cabinet confidence that is protecting him from the full truth coming out. We have launched a new website, letterspeak.ca, where Canadians can tell Justin Trudeau to lift his gag order. In his crisis of leadership, it's the least he can do. Okay, I'm not sure about this website. The website looks legit, but it's weird. I mean, why use these extra third-party tools? Use the government tools that are given to you. I don't understand this third-party thing. It's weird. And like this petition, is this a government sanctioned petition, or is this you just collecting emails? It's weird. What are you doing? I'll sign a petition, maybe, if you can convince me something's going to be done on it. What happened with the Global Compact on Migration petition? Got read in the House and what? Nothing? Come on, guys. Collecting emails is one thing, but in the guise of like protecting people for what? What is this petition going to accomplish? I don't understand it. So anyway, the speech itself was fine. It was kind of a long walk to get to the letterspeak.ca thing, if that's the whole purpose of this, was to collect emails. I don't know. But the speech itself was fine. It kind of encapsulates the whole situation and gives Mr. Scheer the standing that he's looking like that he wants to protect Canadians' interests. But the problem is, the Liberals snuck this in the budget bill, and Scheer's saying, oh, that's complicated. It's really complicated how it became law. It's not complicated. They snuck it in a budget bill. Do you support DPAs? Because I know that most Canadians don't. So that's a big problem, Mr. Scheer. I think one that you should address. But, I mean, or not. It just gives Mr. Bernier an edge, so don't address it. That's fine by me. Check out the People's Party of Canada.ca. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching.